Hello. I hope you're watching on video because I just got a packet of tissues out after telling Mum that I knew what we were going to talk about today. Now she's looking at me like, what are
we're going to
do?
Well,
I think she's afraid.
I'm a little bit like, all right, what's coming? What's coming?
No, don't worry. It's not. No, I haven't decided we're going to spill our life trauma or anything like that. I got emotional this morning, so I'm just prepared for it. I'm feeling really emotional today, so I've posted about it on Thread. Okay. Obviously. I was walking to the bus stop this morning. I love my hair. I've had my hair cut. I had my hair cut. I cut my own hair. I have a problem. And I'm wearing my dungarees. I've got a pair of blue shoes on. I had a bright yellow hat on. I've got my pink bag. I've got my oversized jacket on. And I felt like me. Like I had this overwhelming, oh my God, this is me moment. And flashing into my brain came me at York University. And this being the version I always wanted to be.
Okay.
So this is the version of me that I've wanted to be since I was little. Like, colourful and wearing my clothes, and then I just had this wave of emotion that hit me, and I could feel myself wanting to sob on the way to the bus, and I didn't.
Wow.
But this I just want to hug her, and I can feel it. See what I mean? I knew it was coming, but I just want to give her this massive cuddle and be like, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Okay. Gosh, I'm going to tell you, it was not where I thought you were going. I thought something horrible had been said to you, and I could feel that. But actually, the joy I've got,
yeah, and feeling like myself, and I got ready this morning, and I was excited, and I was pinning my hair, and there's a couple of times where I've heard this little voice in my head when I looked in the mirror that was like, "Oh, your hair looks a bit silly," and I was like, "It's fucking supposed to," as in. It looks a little bit like I've put a bowl on it. But as in, it's kind of flat and then it comes out. But I was like, it's supposed to. I love it. I love my hair.
It's a beautiful shag. Can we just talk about, because if anyone is watching, just a reminder, Lauren cut her own hair yesterday. I love it when she just literally sends photographs to us in the family chat, and there was just literally this picture of hair on her desk, and I'm like, oh, go down. Yeah. What else can I see?
See if anyone's asked for the results.
But actually, that whole bit that you said there, because, even just listening to you, that feels like a long time coming. Bearing in mind that I'm aware that when we at first ever did Positive Intelligence, that's exactly what you talked about, that you painted that rainbow picture of, and I had the little photograph of you as the little girl, and we're talking about wearing, more colour and just being okay to be you. So are you aware of what made you go back to that moment at university then, being at York?
I don't know why it was that version.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, because I have visions of myself, right, through school and stuff. And I think that, how do I describe this? So it's like these voices that in my head that have gone, no, don't wear that, you'll look silly. Don't wear, no, we don't want to be noticed. No. And a lot of people when I was growing up would have thought that was crazy because I actually was quite loud and I came across quite confident, but in my head wasn't like that. But I kind of still, the little part of me, the colourful part of me was still kind of going. And I think, when I was younger and I wore a denim jacket to school and it had flowers on it and I used to wear colourful headbands, and slowly I got bullied or someone said something, and those little voices got louder and louder and louder, and it's if you imagine the colourful part of me was big and the little voices were small, and over the years I think the colourful part of me shrank and shrank and shrank. And I think going to university, I can feel this, going to university did that.
It's like the final compounded impact.
And I don't think it was York. I think it started in Newcastle, but I think York was when it came to a head. Because I think I'd had lots of other things to kind of hide behind before York. So obviously I was the youngest manager in Newcastle in a bar. I had a boyfriend and I had all of these things that made me look successful on the outside that I could hide behind and kind of kept me a bit protected from these voices that were telling me I was shit. And then I moved to York, crashed my car, didn't stay in touch with my friends, in Newcastle. Went into a physics degree that I felt wildly out of my depth in, even though I wasn't, but I felt it. And I was also older because I'd dropped out and gone back.
Yeah.
So I was like 20, I was 20 turning 21 in my first year at York. And that was the year that I broke up with my boyfriend, stopped working for Cozy Joe's, stopped seeing my friends from Newcastle. I tried to fit in York, but it wasn't working because I was the wrong age and like that wasn't really a thing. It was also the year that I was losing weight. So I was like not, and I also wasn't sleeping. Do you remember when I was doing that awful like trying to transition while still working in Newcastle?
Yeah, I
driving
remember
middle
all
of
of
the
that.
night?
But even all the way that you worked in York, you know, I remember because, you know,
I worked like full time.
Yeah, we weren't in a position to be able to give you everything that you needed.
No, I know. And sometimes I think I need to sit with myself and be like, babe, you still got a 2-1 in a Russell Group University physics degree while working 40 hours a week.
I mean, finally. Are you actually
know what I
finally
mean? Like,
seeing it now? Yeah, I know. It's like,
my husband got a Desmond Tutu, got a 2-2 in geography, which required like 4 hours of his time a week, and he didn't work. What do you mean? What were you doing? We've all like, what were you doing? And Andy was in Newcastle as well. Funny story. I'm going to tell you this because I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before. Me and my husband met before we knew each other.
Did you?
Remember this story? So, Dave,
I feel like I should.
Went to Northumbria University.
He did not. I didn't know that. Why did I not know that?
Right. So, Dave went to Northumbria University. I went to Northumbria University for my interior design degree that I then quit.
Yeah.
But I had a boyfriend at the time, and I never met Dave. Didn't know his name. Didn't know him, right? Apart from this one night. I don't know if you remember, Daniel, my brother, came to Newcastle to stay with me and my boyfriend Jake while we went to see Chase and Status at the O2.
Yes, I vaguely remember
went to the O2.
that.
I don't know if you remember, I got knocked out.
By a bottle?
No, that was when I was 17. In the
No,
Empire.
I don't know that.
So, at the O2 in Newcastle.
I hate learning these things.
Sorry, it's not horrible. But we were at the O2 watching Chase and Status. I was absolutely into dubstep. I love it. My 2 favourite musics, dubstep, classical, bosh. Anyway, I went to this gig and it was great. Everyone was dancing around and a mosh pit opened up right in front of us.
Yes.
And I ended up getting pushed into it.
Okay, yes, I do remember this.
And then I got clotheslined. So this boy wasn't looking at what he was doing. He had long hair and he just, arm out, clotheslined me straight in the face, knocked me clean out. Had to get carried off the dance floor.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I ended up like upstairs, whatever, and Dan and Jake, like I was at the back. I stayed at the back for the rest of the thing and let's go home. I told Dave this story of this night out and he was like, no, you're kidding. No, you're kidding. No, you're taking the piss. And I was like, I'm not. And he was like, no, you're joking. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, in first year of university, I went to an O2 to see Chase and Status. And in the mosh pit, I knocked a girl out. She was blonde.
Excuse me?
And she got taken away before I could apologise. And I couldn't find the big lad she was with. Right?
That's random.
So, my husband knocked me clean out.
He knocked you off your feet before he actually knocked you off your feet. Oh my God. I'll have words with Dave. I mean, Dave.
I know. Yeah, there you go.
That is no way.
Isn't that weird? So, like, serendipitous?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity, yeah. Isn't that good? So, yeah, so that's how a joke. We were meant to be together because he previous to us getting together, got me back for all of the annoying things I'm about to do. So I have all of these things I'm allowed to do now because I can be like, well, you literally knocked me clean out.
You literally knocked me clean out. Wow.
I ruined my Chase and Status gig, which I paid a lot of money for. Thanks.
Wow. That's wild.
Isn't it?
It is.
Anyway,
so
I'd share that story with everyone.
So anyway, that version, I'm going to come back to the original bit as well though, because that version of you then.
Yeah.
What would you say to her now?
I wrote this. I wanted to give her a hug, and it is that like, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Because I don't want to go back and change anything. I don't want to go back and change the way anything's happening because I love where my life's come. I love where I've ended up, and I don't want to change any of that. But I just wanted to know, like, I wish in the back of her mind she knew that this was going to happen, that this was going to come back and that kind of thing.
It's a hard thing, trusting, when you're in the midst of what feels like chaos.
Yeah. It feels like I've just met myself. Like, it feels like I've finally, like, you know, like, I'm sat, like, and I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Lauren. And it's not like this thing that's happened overnight. Like, it's taken years and years, but I'm now excited to meet the rest of me, you know.
I mean, we were in unlocking last night, weren't we? Which is
halfway through, guys.
Yeah, literally. We finished. So this is the first group, and we finished the 6 weeks halfway through, and it's quite amazing watching what's happening for people and the way that they're feeling.
Yeah.
And there's just even I know from you.
Yeah.
There was quite a bit last night about kind of recognising being more comfy with who you are, because this is who you are. And you were painting all the way through, weren't you?
Yeah. I think that's like one of the things that I've kind of accepted. Because, you know, when people are like, oh, do you struggle with eye contact? I've always been like, no, I don't struggle with eye contact. But I actually really do. Because I didn't know. I don't struggle with eye contact. Like, right now I've got eye contact with you. But I'm kind of counting in my brain how long I should have eye contact with you and thinking about when I should be looking away and things like that.
Right, okay.
So it's like I don't struggle with it because I've got a system, thank you very much. But online classes always weird me out because I don't know whether to look at you or myself or like that kind of thing, and like Zoom calls and things, and we have to get used to them. Like, that's how I work. But one of the things that makes me really comfortable is having something I can do in front of me. I like doodling, I like drawing, I like having my hands busy. I can listen better when I'm doing that. So it's kind of like a gift to myself to let myself paint like that when we're talking. And what I said to you guys last night, which is to share, like, these morning pages, it's wild to me how often the things I talk about in them are insignificant. Like, I think I was talking this morning about the fact that my son's going to school this year, so we need to make sure that he knows how to wipe his bum. Like, we need to make sure that that's, like, really clear in him. He can go to the toilet himself and he can wipe his bottom. Like, that's what we need to do. And the things in my morning pages seem really innocuous. Like, they're just things. And yet the difference in my brain is, like, profound.
Can you say more? So
one of the things I said last night was that I, you know, found art in 2019 when I had my breakdown, and it 100% saved my life. And then the reason I didn't keep it going and keep the business going and all that kind of stuff was because I started listening to the voices that were like, no, don't make that, make this, because that's what they're actually asking for. And I was on TikTok and looking what things had great. So instead of painting what I loved, I started painting what I thought people wanted. But that, I lost customers because people weren't there for what I thought they wanted. They wanted my paintings. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've just got that saying in my head last night that I shared.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Right
the
now.
one about perfectionism is about painting, creating, or writing with one eye on the people.
Yes.
So it's like actually doing anything for other people.
That's it.
And I'll come back to something about that for me, but keep going because that's the bit. So you realise that you were watching what other people wanted rather than actually just creating.
And eventually, it's gone on and on and on and on, and it literally like closed me down.
Yeah.
Like, I then couldn't paint. And like, I've had these canvases and these paints and these, I mean, I found like 7 sketchbooks that are all kind of a little bit used, but not really. Like, I've not filled them. And I was just like, what am I doing? And since we started this, I've started painting again. I paint every day. Like, I've painted every day in March so far without fail. Sometimes more than once. Like, I'm messier, but in a good way. Like, but what I'm not doing is expecting to have a picture to copy from. So I might go on Pinterest and have a look at some things to get some inspiration, but I'm not finding a picture to copy. I'm looking for things to trigger my mind. That's different. That's so different.
And can I add then, because that's really interesting, because I don't ever read the week we're going into until we do it. Because it feels like then it's a surprise to me.
Yeah, and you're
in what
doing
we're
this for the
doing.
first
Yeah,
time
and
as
I'm kind of
well.
doing it. First time fully because
Yeah,
I've done
yeah.
bits. So really looking at it, and I know that this week was all about restoring a sense of connection, and that whole thing. Because as you're talking there, it's reminding me last night of what I was sharing, which is that if we're having to think something up and come up with an idea, then we're not actually connecting with where art truly comes from. If we've got one eye on what everybody else we think wants, then it's not about truly connecting. And you were talking, like I'm watching your hands, so for anybody that's not seeing us or you're listening, Lauren's hands were kind of almost going into her chest. And there's the conversation in the book that Julia Cameron has written is about the fact that, you go into this well and it's within you and you need to be able to listen to it. And actually that's one of the things that I've noticed for you. You just seem more on this frequency for you that is just speaking to you. It's just allowing you to like bring out what's within you rather than feeling you need to be something that the world needs. Yes. And I think that's huge. I think that's really important. And it's an interesting thing in how it's art for you. It's something different for the other people within the group. It's different for me, and I can give an example before I come back to you if that's okay. Which is about what I'm wearing. Because I feel like that's my creativity has always been what I wear. It's been marred by my size and what I think I should look like and what I think other people will think of me, because my image has always had a condition. How I look has always had a condition. I grew up, not being slim, and I'm putting that in inverted commas for anybody that is kind of listening and not watching, but I don't think I ever really had a particular issue until I hit my teenage years, which I think, for some girls that's what happens, but because I know my mum always had an eye on what everybody else thought, that was the issue. So who I became was a sense of shame for her because I didn't look like she did. I didn't look like she thought maybe I should. So I've always felt that it was important. Other people's opinions of me or what they thought of me and what I wear mattered. And this morning it was really interesting. So I've got a skirt on that's a checky skirt. I absolutely love it. I've got a pair of black tights on.
She looks amazing. She looks so different.
Yeah, I've got a pair of bright yellow trainers on. Like I absolutely love them, the colour. And then the top. So I put this on first. Now, because it's quite baggy, in my head I was like, oh no, don't wear that. That doesn't look right. No. But this is what I wanted to wear. I knew straight away as soon as I saw the outfit. I was like, so I've got like a denim-y shirt on. I've got it fastened at the top, a bit open at the bottom. It's got short sleeves, but I absolutely love it. And I went and put a jumper on, like a little jumper that I could tuck in that was a bit more fitted, that fitted my silhouette.
It was more flattering.
It was more flattering. And I was like, and I literally came upstairs and looked in the mirror and I heard this little voice in me go, no, looks great, no. And I and ahed, grabbed something to eat, and then I was like, go downstairs and get changed. And it was that whole moment where it was like, what do I want to wear? How do I want to show myself in this world? What is it? It's not about what anybody else thinks. And it isn't. And I think that's the part that within me, where it's coming out in you, in ways, and the art is helping you. The morning pages are helping me. It's just allowing me to get out what's in me. And my things are not little or kind of not innocuous as you said. I'm allowing anger out. I'm allowing hurt, sadness.
Some of that comes out in mine, but just the amount of it that's not is just hilarious.
Every now and again I get a bit where I'm like, oh, listen to them birds. My God, it's freezing. I don't know what to write now. What am I supposed to say now? What am I doing later?
This later.
That kind of. But it's that, isn't it? But I do think it's been quite fascinating what's evolving, and the more kind of confident I am to listen to what it is that's really within me. So I think that's that bit, isn't it? So I want to kind of acknowledge the joy that you felt this morning, that you were wearing what you wanted to wear and looking now like how you want to look and being who you are. And I think that's really important, because I think it does take time. It does take kind of sitting with stuff and, you know, a lot of the things. And I think we live in a world where we just, well, I don't know about anybody else, but when I was feeling really rubbish, I just wanted it now. But it is a process, you know. And I look back on the versions of me that worried so much about everybody else and what they thought and where actually, because I think people listening to me, if they knew me, you know, when I was training, would think, oh my God, I'd never think that about you. And I don't think I was there then. I think there's been, since probably I got into adulthood, there's been real pockets of time where I've been like, I'm just going to wear what I want. And I have been the one out there. I once wore a skirt. I'm just thinking about it now. I once wore a skirt, which was kind of like, you know, just below my calves kind of thing. But it was like, it looked like feathers. It was white, creamy white.
I know which one you mean.
Do you remember? With feathers. I can't even remember what top I wore with it. But I remember walking in and somebody was like, only you would be able to like rock that and look like that. And I've just never thought about that. I'm realising, actually, just to share, because I think this is really important.
Okay.
I'm starting to see the evidence that goes against the stories that I've been telling myself. It's finally starting to open. And what I mean by that is that I think I've had the, so I think we all do it. We live in these stories about who we are, who we should be, what we need to look like, how we need to be, all of that kind of thing. And there is something for me about it all starting to undo. It's like, no, I'm starting to see the evidence that what I've believed isn't true. I'm starting to hear it. I'm starting to, even as I'm saying that now, my brain's going, you've always loved clothes. Like, yeah, maybe you did struggle when you were younger. Maybe there was a whole set of stuff. But actually, you've always liked wearing whatever you want to wear. You like putting things together. And if people say they're lovely, brilliant. But actually, it's more about what I want. How do I want to look? How do I want to live? How do I want to wear things? And I think that's where I think we're kind of coming to it, which is interesting, bearing in mind the course.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect this is what we were going to talk about this morning.
No.
In that way. So, yeah. So, here's to blue shoes, yellow hat, pink bag.
Yeah. Pink lipstick next time. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's a bit unusual for you to not have your lipstick on. I'm getting used to it now. Also,
it's in my other bag.
You have, though, got a really glamorous pair of earrings in.
I haven't wore, you know this already, but I haven't wore long earrings because someone called me Pat Butcher when I was younger. I had big earrings and they're like, oh, you look like Pat Butcher. And I was like, oh, well, that's...
Do you know what? Who were Pat Butcher? And
that
character?
It was more that I looked old. That was it. But I think I was like 17 or 18 and they told me I looked like an old lady. It wasn't how she looked. But at the time, obviously, I had short hair because I had like a pixie cut and I had these big earrings and I thought I was like looking dead cool and someone told me I looked like Pat Butcher. And I was like, cool. So the opposite of what I'm trying to go for. But instead of being able to go, isn't that funny that that's what you saw when I see this? And then just sticking with it. I was like, okay, well, I'm wrong. I must be wrong then. Because everyone else's thoughts have far more weight in my head than my own. Isn't that like just wild? So today I put these on and I was like, Pat Butcher. And I was like, oh, shut up. Look how cute they are.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Mother bought me them from
I was about to say it was from the festival, but it wasn't, was it? It was from the market, the craft market.
Yeah, Christmas market.
The Christmas market at the castle.
Castle.
I think it's that, because it's really, interestingly, that was also something that was said to me, because I did love big earrings. And generally I do wear.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Ones,
because there is a part of me that's like, whatever. But actually, it did bother me at the time, because I had short hair.
Yeah.
But I always loved earrings. I loved earrings. That's the kind of thing that's always, I wear earrings every single day.
Yeah. And now multiples.
Yeah, multiple earrings, which thankfully are now not hurting anymore. Yay!
I still haven't managed to get mine out.
Oh, have you not?
No, I need to go into a shop and get them to take them out because I just can't do them. And I want to swap them for tiny little hoops.
Yes, I know. I'd
love if this was like a little hoop and then my big earring.
I think I've got another month, 6 weeks or so. And I can start and do something like that with him, which will be very interesting.
Mine told me a year.
Oh, she said 3 months. Maybe I better go back and check. Maybe I should check the paperwork. Only that's not the kind of person that I am. I'm the woman who would get something from IKEA, open it, not look at the instructions.
That
and then
freaks me the fuck
I know.
out. What do you mean you wouldn't read the instructions?
I would read
first?
the instructions, but I probably wouldn't want to first. I'd probably want to just get on with it and crack on and give it a go. I know. Soz. This is where we do differ.
And it's interesting because I'm like, I'm not. I almost went. I don't need to follow the rules everywhere. I do. Rules scare me. Like I like rules. I like physics and maths. The only other thing I was going to say. This is what I was thinking when you were talking earlier, because you were talking about like pulling from this well and like dipping your hand into the well, and that this being this feeling of creativity. And for the first time ever, I feel like I'm truly filling it. And I still don't feel like it's enough yet, interestingly. And I'm still getting pulled back to reading deprivation week in my head all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to spend more time doing less, which is an interesting concept for me.
Yeah, because the first time, because the first time I mentioned that to you, if you think about not so long ago when I was talking to you about
I just want to lay in the grass and just lay there.
That is it. And being able to have the space.
Yeah. And what would I do instead? Just fucking scroll on my phone. What's that good for? I want to go lay in the grass and do nothing.
Are you not noticing less of that though? Because I am finding it fascinating. It's not that I've stopped using my phone. It's not that I've stopped watching telly. It's not that I've stopped reading.
No, but I'm not getting caught in it.
Yeah, not as much.
No.
And I'm noticing it quicker. And I'm like, so I
also don't do it before bed.
Yeah.
I haven't brought that back. I just play mahjong.
So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? To be able to.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of telly. I mean, I've done a bit of telly watching. And bits and pieces, but nothing like I was doing before.
No.
And I do feel like my time's being filled more with more, and especially working from home during the day. That's been an interesting thing. I'm getting more stuff done, more stuff sorted, things I want to sell on Vinted. Kind of, I'm like, I feel this sense of...
Yeah, I cleaned a pan.
Move it.
We had like a tray that was looking a bit grimy, and I was like, were you that colour before? So I've been at it. It wasn't that colour before.
It wasn't?
No, I still haven't managed to get to the bottom of all of the layers. It's the Yorkshire pudding pan.
That's quite an interesting metaphor.
No.
Still haven't managed to get to
I know, I talked about onions earlier in my Threads post. Anyway, so yeah. So there you go. Almost cried this morning. This is where I'm at. Almost
cried, but allowed the emotion. So a version of you that you just loved. Told her that actually, hope is coming. Hope is there. Keep it going, because there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I love that that's the point that you reached this morning, Lauren.
Yeah,
and I love that you shared it.
Yeah.
Glorious.
Well,
I don't know, that feels like quite a natural ending, doesn't it? End with a cackle.
I'm always so glad that you joined us, because I just imagine that you're all sat there right now. I've realised that that's impossible because that's not how time works, and that this won't actually be scheduled for a little while. But I just love it, thinking about these people listening to us in their kitchen and laughing at us, and I don't know, maybe crying with us sometimes as well.
I think that's definitely happened. People have shared, which is amazing.
And again, hearing from you.
Just tell us if you've heard anything that kind of relates, feels relatable, or we do love that.
Yeah, we do. Right.
So thanks.
Arrivederci.
I need a better ending. Bye.